Hello, my name is Grant Fritchey. I work for Redgate Software. I want to talk to you again about the GDPR. And the reason is that I'm still getting a lot of pushback from people that the GDPR does not apply to the United States of America. And so here's a few problems with this argument. Okay, there's only a few problems with the argument, but there are a few problems with the argument. Number one problem with the argument: there are treaties in place that allow for certain kinds of prosecutions over borders and stuff. And so, yes, in fact, you could see a situation where you've got a breach, as defined by the GDPR, of some EU citizens' data. Could happen, and the EU will come after you even though you are a USA company. It is absolutely possible this could happen. And not only is it possible it could happen, but the very first data breach report, which I've already done a video on, was to a Canadian company. Yes, the EU applied outside, and it immediately went to there. So you got to start taking this stuff into account. Now, please hit the like if this is helpful, hit the subscribe if this is helpful. I've got some other points to make on this topic. Here's the deal. I have a bit of a, let's call it a jaundiced view of government. And I think that, yes, the government does do great things for its citizens, but I don't think the government always does great things for its citizens. And in the case of this whole GDPR-style law, I think that the government sees this as a mechanism for going after large companies and getting their money. And then whether or not the government's going to do good things with that money, a different discussion, right? We'll have that argument. But the fact of the matter is that U.S. states have recognized that this is a possible way of putting together information. Now, I've already recorded several videos on this, but clearly the word is not getting out. California has a law based on the GDPR. It's going to take effect in 2020. You've got a year to get ready. Yes, go and read the cppa, the California Privacy and Protection Act. It's actually the CPP, the California Privacy and Protection Law now. So you need to go and take care of that. Go and read that. Go and understand that. Make sure that your organization and your law team and your business team is on top of the fact that if you have California citizens' data, yes, California citizens' data, you need to worry about this GDPR-style law. And there's more. There are laws coming out in North and South Carolina. There's laws coming out in New York State. There are multiple states all coming up with the same style law. They're going to get passed and then go into effect at some point in the near future, a year out, 2 years out. But you don't have much time. You've got to have the ability to support the right to be forgotten. You've got to have the ability to support communication of how you're keeping people's data, how long you keep people's data, how you process the data. No, you don't have to give them proprietary details. No, that's not a requirement. But you do have to say, we mine the data for this and we do that. And here's how we process the data in general, broad terms. But the documentation has to be there and you have to supply it. And that's part of the definitions. And then when you get hacked through SQL injection, or when someone in your company leaks a password, or you accidentally post a database onto an unencrypted website, or any of the other gazillion leaks and breaches and stuff that I've read about and heard about and documented over and over again, when this happens to you, you've got protections and processes in place that you're able to report the breach and do the appropriate things, and you're not going to get punished by the government, hopefully. But if you've done nothing, if you've done nothing, guess what? The government is going to come after you. They are going to punish you. They are going to take out fines. They are going to do these ridiculous things, all because you're not doing your due diligence, all because you're not protecting the organization the way you're supposed to. You know you're supposed to do this stuff. The GDPR, honest to God, it's nothing but opportunity. From a IT data management standpoint, this is a glory. The government has come in and said, you must do things the right way. Cool. That's great. But you've got to take advantage of that. And yes, I don't know how many times I've argued this so many times. It's coming to the U.S. If you really think that you're not, that the treaties won't apply to you, great. But do you have California citizens' data? Do you have New York State citizens' data? North Carolina, South Carolina, Vermont. Do you have data for any of these individuals? Yeah, you do? Oh, well, then there's a GDPR-style law for you, and a lot of the same work that you should have been doing and setting up for the GDPR, for the kind of protections you're going to have to do now. Gosh, it's not hard. So, subscribe. Get on top of this. Talk to your business. If they're not already pursuing this, you need to let them know that they need to be. It's not on you to make it happen. It's on you to implement it. But it's, you're part of the company. If they're not doing it, you should be calling it out and going, wait a minute, why aren't we taking care of this? What's going on? It's on you. So, get it done. Brand new year. Make it happen. GDPR-style laws, United States, they are absolutely applicable. Thanks a lot. My name is Grant Fritchey. I work for Redgate Software.